25 minutes before 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in I think twice a month. Laura Byrnes comes in here from CareerSource, Citrus, Levy, Marion, and it's always amazing to find out what great jobs we have out there. Not just the great jobs, but also the great benefits that the jobs have as well. Sorry. And Laura today has, again, a couple of guests. So Laura's guests today are Dr. Philip Geist. Am I saying your name right, Doctor?
Yes.
And you are at the University of North Florida, is that right?
Yes, I'm Area Director for the Florida Small Business Development Center. That's a statewide program, but I'm with the University of North Florida and housed over here on the CF campus.
Excellent.
Serving this area.
Right across the street. And Rob Adamiak, you look like an opera singer. Who do you look like?
I don't know.
Like an opera singer.
Luciano Pavarotti.
Yeah.
Luciano Pavarotti.
Well, I don't know.
Josh Groban.
You with the Manufacturers Association, yes. Josh Groban. And you've been here before as well. And yes. Laura, of course. How you doing, Laura Byrnes? With the beautiful lightened hair.
Thank you.
For summer, you said?
Yes, for
the summertime thing.
Summertime thing. Yep.
Have you been to the beach? It's been raining the whole summer.
No,
today was the day to go.
Well, let me just leave right now. I'm sure that's okay. No, summer and I mean, it's not the time of year I like to be adventurous and go outside. I like the fall. I like the spring.
Really?
Summer, not so much.
Oh, so you're not a summer girl?
Not down here.
No.
Up north, maybe.
Oh, or where it's a little bit cooler.
Yeah.
Right. So how are you?
I'm very well. I'm going to quickly wish happy birthday to my oldest son, Michael.
How old is he?
38.
Wow. I'm always amazed when you tell me how old your children are. You just don't look, it doesn't look possible.
Well, it's very
I know you
strange.
hate when I say that. I don't know what you think I'm up to. I'm up to nothing.
Well, I don't know how my son can actually be older than I am. It's physically not possible, but yet we've reached that point, so I'm not sure how that works.
It's just hard to believe. You just don't look like you could have a
clean living.
Child 38. Yeah, probably, yeah. Listening to opera a lot, probably.
CareerSource, working for CareerSource.
CareerSource.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you for coming. Now, before we get to the two gentlemen, we have some announcements that you want to make?
Just briefly, we have a couple hiring events I want to alert folks to. Going on today, starting at 1:30 over at our 14th Street Career Center. They're hiring accountants, part-time production workers, administrative assistants, production team leads, and more. Tomorrow, from 10 to noon, they are hiring manufacturing, construction, assembly workers, and document imaging specialists. And next Wednesday, August 12th, from 9 a.m. to 1 o'clock, Comfort Keepers is looking for home health aides, certified nursing aides, and caregiver homemaker companions. And you can find all the details about those hiring events on our calendar at CareerSource CLM. I'd like to also just briefly mention we have a job fair coming up later this month, August 26th. It will be the second annual Tri-County Job Fair. Now, it's called Tri-County for Levy, Dixie, and Gilchrist, but any job seeker in our area, Marion, Citrus, or Levy County, is certainly welcome to attend. It's Tri-County in that the employers who will be there have the jobs in Levy, Dixie, and Gilchrist counties. There are 20 employers last count, and we know people will commute to get a good job. So,
absolutely.
You know, if you live within our listening area, and you want a job over, it could be over in, Bronson or Williston or Chiefland, you'll take a ride. It's a pretty drive, sure. And that's August 26th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Again, the details are on our calendar. And just one little last item, and then I'm going to turn it over to these gentlemen. For our employers who are out there listening, I just want to remind you that we have a full menu of training grant programs to support your hiring and training needs. We've talked about them before, but I just want to remind you, internships, work experience training, on-the-job training, apprenticeships, and we have custom business training. This is where CareerSource will bear a financial stake for your hiring, for your training, underwrite that, support it. This is fantastic. So please go to our website, check out the financial incentives for employers. We have all these programs out there, and we encourage you to use them.
Yeah, it really is a great program for both the employers and the employees.
Absolutely.
It absolutely is. All right, let's talk to our two guests here. You know what I saw in Sam's Club? I saw a 3D printer that I could buy for myself. I don't know what I would manufacture at my own house. I don't know. I don't know what I would make, but I'm guessing that that's technology that if there's one in the home, there's probably bigger, better ones in manufacturing. Am I right?
Yes,
that's correct. It's grown, and the technology is getting better and better. They're doing all types of things, and in fact, the plans to build a station on Mars, they're actually going to bring a 3D printer up there and build the buildings with a 3D printer using material from Mars.
Wow.
Wow.
How amazing is
who's
this?
Who's going to live in them? How do you?
Who's going to head the project?
Who's going to show up when the cable goes out? Wow, that's amazing. So I'm guessing that I mean, you'd have to learn how to program these machines, right?
Right, and that's probably the advantage of the ones that you see at what I'll call the hobbyist level.
Yeah.
Because a lot of youth will be working with those and become familiar with them, and you're going to see training both in education institutions and in industry to bring them up to speed. There are 3D printers that are printing biocompatible parts for operations and replacement knee parts.
Isn't that amazing? There was a story just this morning that the FDA has approved to the 3D printing of a pill, a pharmaceutical, and there was actually a technical reason for that. It actually is a better pill than whatever the old-fashioned way is.
Right. For folks who aren't familiar with it, I guess what I want to say is that in typical machining or manufacturing, you start with a block of something, plastic, metal, wood, and I'll say, whittle it away using whatever machinery you're using to get to the component you want. With 3D printing, what you're doing is you're starting with a flat surface and you're building up what you want. So what happens in that pharmaceutical, when you talk about the pill, you can build an outer layer of a pill, and then you can put the inner piece or the inner coating that you want the material into it.
Wow.
So you end up with the equivalent of an M&M, if you will. So the pill may have a coating that doesn't let it dissolve in your stomach, but when it gets into your intestines, that coating will be absorbed, and then the inner drug will go to work.
And are you teaching that right now? Is that technology that is being has to be learned somehow?
That technology is being taught in a lot of schools and colleges in terms of how to program, how to design, how to work with some of this equipment.
So I'm guessing you're here as a team because of that relationship? Because, am I right? No, not at all.
No, they're actually here to talk about the 5th annual Mr. Ma Vendors Fair.
Mr. Ma.
That's the Mid-Florida
Regional Manufacturers Association.
Oh, okay. And where and when is that?
It's on August 13th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Oh, okay.
And at our vendor fair, we are going to have some 3D printing companies there.
Oh, really? See, that's the fascination right now. I think last year it was pencils. Oh, that was maybe a little bit longer.
Right. And I need to add where. It's at the Klein Center at CF.
Oh, right across the street. Okay.
Right across the street from us here. And it has 2 components to it. If there are any manufacturers who are listening, this is an opportunity to come to see what is available to them in technologies and services and products that they could use to make their business more profitable and more efficient. And if there is anybody who is interested in reaching manufacturers and has a product or a service that they want to get in front of them, they need to call Rob and get a table at the vendor fair.
Okay. We need to take a little break. This is about all I know how to do. And we'll come right back. Thank you. The
weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident for today's sunshine mixing with clouds. There'll be a couple of thunderstorms around this afternoon and evening, the high 89 to 93. And later tonight, partly cloudy, those 72 to 76. Tomorrow, sunshine mixing with clouds. Watch out for an afternoon thunderstorm or two, high 89 to 93. Friday, partly sunny with a shower or thunderstorm around in the afternoon, high 86 to 90. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
If you're anything like I was, the thought of getting older was the last thing on your mind. But here we are. For me, it started slowly. The lack of energy, never being in the mood. And when I was, I could never perform at my best. I tried the pills and other treatments with minimal results, and all but given up on my sex life. Then I found the doctors at New Male Medical Center. Wow, they made a new male out of me. Feel like I'm 25 again. I have renewed vigor, so much more energy, and no longer worry about my performance. New Male treated me like my situation was one of a kind, with a custom treatment plan that really works. I feel great. They can create one for you too. It does not matter if you suffer from low testosterone, erectile dysfunction, or just want to last longer. New Male will help you.
Call New Male Medical Center today at 352-404-4779. 352-404-4779. That's 352-404-4779. It will change your life. 352-404-4779.
Robin, let's try a little plant trivia. Name this nursery. It's a not-for-profit, and it teaches growing and caring for plants to their students.
Oh, that's easy. Kenny's Place.
Or how about this one? It's a nursery conveniently located between Ocala and Bellevue.
Again, it's Kenny's Place.
Or how about this one? A nursery with a wide variety of just what you need or want at the most reasonable prices.
Kenny's Place, of course.
Kenny's Place at 7677 Southeast 41st Court. Give them a call at 867-1213. It's a caring place for people and plants. It's Kenny's Place. All right. 13 minutes before 10 o'clock. Let's return now. Laura Byrnes is here from CareerSource, Citrus, Levy, Marion. And Dr. Philip Geist is here. He is America's SD... How do you say this here?
Just FSBDC.
Okay.
It's the government. They like acronyms.
Yeah. And Rob Adamek is here also from the Mid-Florida Regional Manufacturers Association. And it sounds like we were mainly here to talk about an event for manufacturers. Do you know what I wanted to tell you? A long time ago, I went to Illinois, and somebody up there asked me, where are you from? I said, Ocala. He said, oh, that's... And I thought for sure he was going to say horse country. And he said, oh, that's where they make those vans. Back when we had the... I don't know if we still do or not. We don't make vans anymore? No, okay. But if anyone was to say to me, what manufacturing happens in Ocala, I'm going to be honest with you. I wouldn't know what to say. I mean, I know we make sprinkles for ice cream cones.
Yeah. Yes,
right?
we do.
But I mean, are the manufacturers all going to be at this event? Is this a place to kind of educate ourselves about what's here?
Yeah, there'll be a lot of manufacturers coming, and you know, we have a lot of manufacturing in Marion County, over 500 manufacturers.
Isn't that amazing?
In Marion County.
And Laura was saying during the break that some of the manufacturers manufacture things that are used by the other manufacturers.
Correct.
So and that may not have been the case 10, 20 years ago.
Yeah, a lot of times companies will move here because they're supplying parts to a manufacturer that's here. For example, Cardinal Glass moved here because they were a major supplier for custom windows.
Oh, okay.
So they opened they have plants throughout the country, and they opened another plant here right next to Custom Windows to supply the glass for their operation.
And I guess the whole culture of manufacturing is different. I mentioned many times since you've been doing the show, Laura, that I worked in factories as a kid, and I remember them being noisy. I remember the smokestacks, but we don't have that anymore. There's no stereotype for manufacturers anymore.
No, it's gone. Manufacturing has gone high tech. If you go into most manufacturing plants, you'll find that the floor is cleaner than what you'll find in a restaurant. Technology has grown in competing with cheap labor in other countries. Manufacturers in this country have added a lot of automation. Manufacturers do the majority of research and development on technology, and so that continues to grow, and it also at the same time boosts up the requirements for employees to have more training in order to fill these positions. And along with that comes higher paid jobs as well, too.
So it's more competitive.
Correct.
Yeah. So
yes, and there's an advantage that we're starting to see with more companies bringing manufacturing back to the U.S. because when you manufacture overseas, you have a very long lead time. You have a lot of product in the pipeline. If you have any changes you want to make in your product, if you have any defects that have come out of the overseas manufacturing, you can end up with a lot of inventory that you've got to work your way through before you can get the change you want.
Mm-hmm.
And you're susceptible to delays in shipping, delays at customs, weather issues, issues in the foreign country, as well as any changes in currency rates.
Will there be an opportunity for people that want to be hired by businesses in the manufacturing area to bring their resumes on that day, or is that not what this is about?
CareerSource will be there, as well as some staffing companies will also be at the vendor fair. Mm-hmm. So they can go ahead and talk to those people at the fair.
So I'm just guessing that the relationship that you have with CareerSource takes that part of, you don't have to worry about that part of what you need. I mean, you need to have talent, obviously. So I'm guessing CareerSource works with the schools as well as with the manufacturers. And
correct. They're our strongest partner as far as our manufacturing association. And then our office is also in the same building as CareerSource's administrative offices, which is at the College of Central Florida.
And when you have...
That's in the Enterprise Center, and we're there as well. And our acronym, SBDC, used to be spelled out as Small Business Development Center.
Thank you.
We are a partnership between the U.S. Small Business Administration and state universities nationally. And we provide no-cost consulting to small businesses to help them grow and develop and prosper.
And you've been doing this for a lot of years, Phil, because you've been upstairs at the Chamber of Commerce and helping people.
That's where we had started, and then we were over at Colors Plaza.
Mm-hmm.
This is actually my 21st year. It is the 40th year of the Florida Small Business Development Center Network.
That's wonderful.
Was that SCORE or something?
No.
Something different?
No, SCORE is the retired executive group.
Okay.
They are also part of SBA. They were founded about 1950. We were founded in 1976, and the concept was that SCORE had a lot of volunteers who could spend a lot of time with folks who needed one-on-one help starting what we'll call lifestyle businesses. Mm-hmm. But there was a lack at the time, if you will, of the technical expertise. So by forming SBDC, we have access to university databases, university research. We're able to work with the larger manufacturers, the larger companies, the larger entrepreneurial startups, the more tech startups, if you will, and provide them what they need to really get going.
Wow. And do you see a lot of people being attracted to our area because of those things? It seems like, I mean, just geographically, if you wanted to be in a good place, this seems like a good place.
Yeah, certainly seeing a lot more tech activity going on, and the CEP is working with the power plant downtown as a business incubator. And that is drawing a lot of tech folks into the area, and we have one of our staff works over there as well.
Oh, wow. Tell me again the date and all the information about the event.
Okay, it's August 13th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's at the College of Central Florida in the Klein Center. There are still available exhibition spaces. There's an 8-foot table with electricity for $220 and 6-foot tables without electricity for $150. So it's very inexpensive to be an exhibitor at the fair. And it's free to all attendees, people that are coming to meet with the exhibitors. It's free. We'll also be giving away free raffle prizes, laptops and and jewelry and
my goodness,
and so on. So
laptops.
We're very interested in having any employee from manufacturer to come through the exhibition and attend the fair.
And what is the fair called? What's the name of it?
It's Mr. Ma Vendor Fair.
And what does Ma mean again?
Mid-Florida Regional Manufacturer Association.
1 week from tomorrow, then.
Correct.
Yes.
Is the fair.
And the details are also on our calendar at CareerSource.com for August 13th.
The Mr. Ma, I'm still not getting the Mr. Ma thing.
Yeah.
Mid-Florida.
Mid-Florida is hyphenated, so that's the M.
It used to be Marion.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then it's Regional Manufacturer Association, MRMA.
Got it. Okay.
This is also a tremendous opportunity for any company that has been thinking about manufacturing a component or product, because we're going to have at least 2 companies at the vendor fair that will do prototyping and design work. So if a company said, we think there's a better way to manufacture a piece or design a piece that we currently buy, and we'd like to do it ourselves, there are companies there that will help them with the prototyping, and there are companies there that will do the contract manufacturing.
Oh, that is cool.
So they need to visit and see what the opportunities are.
Would this be a good opportunity for the Marion County Commissioners to come to scope out all of the businesses that are here, and maybe they can help them if they want to relocate their businesses to another place within the county, and give them tips on zoning and things like that?
Yeah, sure. They'd be welcome. They'd be welcome, certainly.
They get a 6-foot table for $150.
It's certainly an opportunity for them to network with some of the manufacturing activity that's going on in the county.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's probably something, I mean, it's an aside kind of a topic, but it is something we always wonder about, is where would you put a business? So from the business person's point of view, so an entrepreneur, like, I have an idea to start a business. And nowadays, am I right, you don't need as much space as you once did for manufacturing?
It depends on the activity. I think the big difference is that the manufacturing is more high-tech, so it fits into a cleaner zoning, if you will. It's not the old smokestack industry that people think of.
Right.
And as Rob had said, a lot of manufacturing is done in clean rooms, so it's really a
high purity,
comfortable, an air-conditioned, clean space.
In the old Star Manor, you didn't work in the old one, right? The one that's torn down?
No, I did not.
There used to be a railroad track right behind it, yep. And it would deliver paper that way, and I don't think anything left on a railroad train. Everything left by truck. But how do you distribute things nowadays? Is it the same old way with trucks, or are the drones actually playing a role in this? I mean, every day I see something about drones dropping off packages.
Well, I think they're still trying to work through the regulations on doing that, and that may make sense for companies that are delivering small packages, but currently still majority is going trucks, and whether it's truckload or partial truckload or FedEx. As you know, FedEx is putting in a large distribution center here locally.
So like in New York, they have, in New York City, they have like private, I could start a little courier service with a bicycle, simply because I'd actually be quicker than FedEx would be.
Right.
I just go up at an office. Do we have anything like that or need for that in Ocala?
Yeah, there are courier services here that are used to some degree for special deliveries.
Go pick it up.
Yeah, there's also, I'll say intercity, there's a courier service, I think it's called Blue Streak. They're out of Jacksonville, and they're working with a number of companies here that make components that go to people in Jacksonville, and when they have to have a need it now basis, they get it over there.
And both of you gentlemen will be there.
Yes.
Okay.
And we will have a table there for the SBDC as well, so any businesses that want to know about our services can come see us.
So if you want to be represented at the Mr. Ma Fair, who would they call? They'd call
me, Rob, at 352-840-5764.
And Laura, thank you for bringing these wonderful guests in, and thank you guys. Thank you for being here. We'll take a little break. We'll be right back.
From the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. President Obama stepping